Um, so again, today we're continuing. Actually, it's the final installment of Lessons of the Turtle, Living Right Side Up by Steve Goodier. And today we're talking about living right side up. Now, I do have slides that Dave is going to show, but I will not be able to see the screen because I'll be looking at my copy. So Dave, I'm just going to say slide 1. Would that work for you? Okay. All right, so here we go. So the story continues. If you've been here before, you heard the first parts of the story continues. And Turtle says, "You're not going to believe the things I saw," he said to his friends. "Did you know that trees are tall and green and sometimes pointy?" "Trees? Green?" asked one. "Yes, and there are fluffy white clouds floating in the sky," Turtle went on to say excitedly. "They're called clouds. And mountains are so magnificent. Why, they almost reach all the way up to the clouds. Sometimes I think they do touch the clouds." Now, Turtle knew he must sound strange to his friends, and he caught a look of disbelief in their eyes. And he said, "It's true. You have to see it for yourself." "Right, and get stuck on our backs like you? Everyone knows a turtle will die upside down. No thanks, I'll pass," said one. "But you don't have to turn upside down," said Turtle. "You can just look up once in a while." "Sure," his friend continued. "Look up and trip just like you did. Your ideas just keep getting better and better all the time. Besides, everyone knows that we turtles were born to keep our eyes on the ground. If we were meant to look up, we'd have eyes on the top of our heads." And with that, all the turtles left except for one. "But don't you want to see new things and learn new lessons?" Turtle called after them. "Do you always want to live the same way? Don't you ever want to change?" "Tell me more," said the turtle who remained back. "Why should I want to see new things?" she asked. "Because life is fuller when you see the world differently. Life is better. Now I understand more than I ever knew before. I've received gifts from the tree and the clouds and the mountain. I know myself better and I will be happier. I will never again walk in fear of tripping and dying. I think I will be more afraid of never living. Why, I may as well be dead as to continue living as I had in the past." "What do you mean you received gifts?" she asked. "Well, there were lessons. Thanks to Owl, the accident taught me about the power of choice. From the tree, I learned about honoring myself. Then I learned about how a simple affirmation can turn the loftiest dreams into the realities from the cloud. And that's not all. From Butterfly, I learned the importance of living in the now. And from the mountain, I learned about small goals and taking one step at a time. Why, I even learned a lesson from you. It's one of the best lessons of all. I learned about energy. For with friends who care, I know I can really live and never be afraid again to look up and experience life to the fullest. You are there to help. And if I fall, you'll be there to help me get right side up again." "Now," said Owl, who had been quiet during Turtle's speech, "I'm going to give you one more little gift." "A gift?" Turtle said. "You've already given me so much. Because of you, my life will never be the same." "This is a gift to help you remember the other lessons," continued Owl. Okay, Dave, you want to show the first slide? Notice the first letter of each word: choice, honor, affirmation, now, goals, and energy. They spell change, CHANGE. Dave, you want to show the second slide? They spell the word change. These lessons are the 6 basic steps to transforming or changing your personal world. Learn these lessons and your universe will never be the same. Slide 3. C is for choice. I choose my own way. Next slide. H is for honor. I honor myself by coming to know my passion, my potential, and my purpose. Next slide. A is for affirmation. Affirmations are lofty and beautiful dreams for my life. N is for now. There is no better time than now to turn things right side up. Slide 7. G is for goals. A succession of small steps, one after the other, will attain even the grandest results. And the next slide. E is for energy. Other people can help me when I stumble. They can show me a better direction if needed, and they encourage me on my way. I think I would like to be more alive, said Turtle's new friend. What's my first step? Just look up, said Turtle, and look to the right and to the left. Open your eyes and see what you've never seen before. Do that, and I promise you'll never be the same again. But what if something terrible happens, she asked with real concern in her voice. I feel insecure. What if I fall? That's the best part, said Turtle. I'm here. I won't let you fall. And even if you do take more risks in the future, I'll still be there. I'll help you back up. Promise? I promise, replied Turtle. Okay, well, here goes. And before she could change her mind, she cranked her neck forward, twisted it around, and looked up. What she saw was no less than amazing. It was all Turtle had said it would be, and she was not afraid. I want to look at all these things all day long, she said enthusiastically. I can't stop. It's incredible. And so he stayed, and she stayed that way for a long time. And she commented on every new sight she experienced. So it came to pass that two turtles learned how to be fully alive. They continued to gaze at things other turtles never saw. They dreamed big and beautiful dreams. They practiced the steps of living right side up and changed. They were happier. They were fulfilled. And in time, they taught other turtles to exercise their power of choice. After many generations, all turtles were looking up. They told one another about Turtle's accident and how it had changed their lives forever. They passed along the lessons of Turtle and Owl and taught all the turtles until all the turtles walked unafraid. And if one would stumble and fall, another came by to give it a nudge to turn it over so that it was right side up again. In time, no one could imagine not living right side up. And at this point, as all fairy tales come to an end, we could easily say, and they lived happily ever after. But this is not a fairy tale. This is a parable. And parables are fictitious stories that point to truth principles. The truth that the turtle discovered is that his life can be full and happy when he is willing to change. But a parable is never about the characters in the parable. It's about those of us who listen to it. The truth of the parable is this: our lives matter. We can be truly happy. And we do that by making a decision to take the needed action in our lives to evoke change. This parable is about us. We all matter, and we all want to live our lives joyful and happy and fulfilled. What we do makes a difference right now. And right now, we have an unrepeatable opportunity to live the way we truly want to live. Slide 9. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus said, the only constant in life is change. And that's true. Everything in the world is transient, temporary. What is stable, what is forever, what is absolute is God. divine mind, divinity, spirit, which is the essence of who we are. In order to live with the unending awareness of the Christ within, we need to make changes. We need to broaden our view, see the Christ in every human being, recognize the presence of God in all things. And it's not easy. It's not easy to see the Christ in someone who's committing atrocities. But if we want to do that, if we want to live life to the fullest, if we want to be the best that we can be, we need to practice. We need to change. You cannot see the face of God in others if you judge them, if you label them, if you limit them, or if you do that to yourself. We need to realize the Christ in us first before we can extend it to others. Jesus said, God so loved that God created and God extended that love and created. Our essence is that creation. Our essence, now housed in these bodies, have the opportunity to extend that love to all living things. Now, we do this from our essence because, like God, our essence is not limited to a physical body. If all we do is focus on the things of the world and focus on the ego thought system, the ego mind, we're not going to change. We're not going to be able to see the truth and the Christ in all people. So we need to be willing to go within, experience the presence of Christ within us, and then extend that. As long as we're not living right side up, we can't extend that love. So how do we live right side up? We make the necessary changes to remove anything that keeps us from love. We allow ourselves to open up and view things from a different perspective. We allow ourselves to see things differently, just as the turtle did. That's the gift of choice. We choose. And when we honor ourselves as children of God, create affirmations to take us to our dreams, learn to live in the now, set goals to help us get where we want to go, and have the energy of friends, we receive the gift of change. In other words, this is how we transform our lives. It takes commitment. And a wonderful way to help us keep that commitment is to make a contract with ourselves. So, next slide, Dave. This is the commitment to myself. I allow myself to live fully. I allow myself to fulfill my life's purpose, to know, understand the Christ within, and extend that love of God to others. I allow wholeness and joy to permeate my being. And just so you know, I put all of these in the chat. So if you'd like these, you can copy and paste them onto a document or just highlight them and print them. And this contract that we make with ourselves contains steps. So Dave, the next slide. I will take the following steps to make my life the most it can be. I will spend time alone daily in prayer and meditation. I will review my life by journaling honestly and openly. And it takes courage. It takes courage to journal honestly and openly. This means admitting our dark sides. This means admitting when we're being negative, when we're being judgmental, when we realize that we have some uncleared prejudice within us. And we all do. The thing is to not judge ourselves for that, to just own it. We can't change it unless we own it. We live in a world of form. There's going to be negativity. We're going to have judgments. Don't judge the judgment. Look at it, welcome it, and then change it. I will courageously look at problems and work towards making needed changes. And that's part of the, again, courage. I will look at myself openly and honestly and make the changes necessary. I will set my sights on attaining goals and take small steps daily towards reaching them. One step at a time. You got to learn to walk before you can run. One step at a time. And what is it? Slow but surely. The turtle. What's that saying? Slow and you get to the end, taking one step at a time, slowly. Slow and steady. That's the word. Slow and steady will get us there. I will engage with like-minded people as we support, energize, and encourage one another. And that's who we all are here. We are like-minded people, and we are all here to support, energize, and encourage one another. That's the reason for spiritual community. We love one another. We support one another. We may not agree with one another, and that's fine. We don't have to agree with one another to love one another. We just have to be willing to see past whatever our ego mind might be telling us, to affirm the truth within us and within them. Steve Goodier, the author, says that these principles of living right side up are guaranteed. He says you can always have your old life back, but they never want it back. Once you get your feet on the ground again and start moving ahead, you never want to go back. I don't know about you, but I certainly don't want to go back to how I used to be. So life is a journey of discovery, and change is the catalyst. It's the means by which we discover who we really are and why we're here. And we're all here to make a difference. The 19th century preacher Edwin Chapin said, "Every action of our lives touches on some chord that will vibrate in eternity." Isn't that wonderful? Vibrate in eternally. So let's take the action right now that will bless the world and allow positive vibrations to enhance all of life. So with that, I invite you to close your eyes and get comfortable in your seat as we move into meditation. And as you breathe in and breathe out, you just let go. You allow yourself to just be very comfortable where you're sitting. And allow your breath to just flow. We breathe in love. And we breathe out fear. We breathe in joy. And we breathe out concern. We breathe in life. And we breathe out negativity. And we just allow ourselves to breathe and stay fully in the moment. I know that change happens in the world. Nothing in the world is constant except change. And sometimes I am very reluctant to change. Sometimes I hold on to old ideas that no longer work for me. These ideas come in the form of judgment. They come in the form of insecurity. They come in the form of fear. And I allow myself right now, in this very moment, to let them go. They are no longer who I am. I am. I am the presence of the Christ within me. I am the extension of the love that God sends to all its creations. I am love made manifest to be a beacon of light to all those confused and in the dark. I shed by my light, but by just being present. I don't need to preach. I do not need to tell others how they should do things. I lead by my example. I lead by just being the light, by allowing my light to clear out darkness. And now, as I allow myself to move deeper and deeper into within, I allow myself to just listen to Spirit to guide me and direct me in anything that I may be having difficult with, be it physically, emotionally, spiritual, or mental. So now I allow myself to just go deeper and deeper, and I just listen. And now I bring to mind anyone who may be in need of prayer. We affirm that there's a power and presence within them that will see them through anything that they are going through. We affirm their health and their wholeness and their oneness with God. We affirm that they are being fully supported by everyone around them. And they will move through whatever is going on peacefully, aware of the presence of God within them. And now I invite you to bring your consciousness back into the room where you are, back into your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, welcome back. And this is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to give. So I invite you to symbolize whatever method you use of giving, whether it be a check or a credit card, or if you use PayPal, even the donate button on the Unity website. Just see this symbol in your hands and feel that vibration, that energy of love that you are. Feel that being infused in these gifts in whatever form they take. We're so blessed and so grateful to be able to give and to receive. We are so blessed to know that God is source, and we allow that supply into our lives daily. And I invite you to bless these gifts with me. And if you keep your mics muted, we can all say this together without any feedback. So, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I choose to give and all that I am open to receive, and I am grateful. Amen.